Center for International Media Ethics works with journalists around the world to provide training and other activities focused in ethics of journalism. We came up with the idea of CIME when we were a number of colleagues in journalism attending the European Journalism Institute in Prague in 2007. And one of the sessions we had covered the topic of ethics, and the discussions were extremely animated and exciting. And we realized as a group that there was a huge demand for ethics training in the world for journalists everywhere, and no specific international organization was filling that gap. So my colleague Kayeromi and myself decided to found an NGO, and it completely snowballed. The project has been really exciting from day one, and it just continued to grow because the numbers of journalists who are fascinated and eager to learn about ethics is overwhelming. And since 2007, we've been working really hard to fulfill that demand. And it's been an incredible experience. It's very useful, I believe, given the feedback that we've received from the journalists who work with us all around the world.
We are actually excited for this coming first ever Media Ethics Day. Media Ethics Day is a day full of event. Is one day where most of, if not all, the journalism communities in the world will gather around different ethical issues, activities in their respective countries, and most of the details of this event is actually on our website. You could see the events in Pakistan, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and even in Ghana, where the whole Ghanaian community, ranging from the president of the Ghana Journalism Association all the way to the journalists from the Ghana National, from the GNA, that are all coming around to discuss topics that are relevant to their areas, to their ethics, to the ethics in the media in their respective countries. Because what we said is ethics varies with time and with the country. What is unethical in one country may not necessarily be the same in a different country. So it is very important that this event goes beyond what the global idea about ethics in the media is. It is very important that every country comes to that table with a different idea about what the ethics should be, what media ethics should be dealt with in their respective countries. So the highlights, one of the highlights of this day is the intensive blogging on media ethics, where on Friday, on September 23rd, many people, so many bloggers who are going to be blogging about media ethics and what kind of dilemmas they face in their different countries, and how they go about solving those problems. And it's going to be exciting because we have not seen such a thing before, either on a national basis or even on an international basis, where so many countries come together under one umbrella to celebrate media ethics.
Global media ethics is a fantastic opportunity nowadays because there have been many ethical questions arriving in the news, such as the WikiLeaks issue, such as the phone hacking in the UK, such as ethics problems surrounding conflict zone reporting in Afghanistan, in Africa. There's no dearth of examples of, in the news and in politics as well, of media ethics dilemmas that have come up and that have been a major concern both for journalists and for the general public. What characterizes media ethics nowadays is that it's global, which is why the Center for International Media Ethics works on a global scale with journalists all over the world. At the same time, every journalist is working in a local context, and that's something that we emphasize by organizing activities, training workshops, and our yearly forum on media ethics locally. We make sure that journalists learn about ethics and gain expertise in ethics in relation to the local context they're working in. So global media ethics has to be an international effort, but has to pay attention to the local issues as well. I think the biggest ethical issue facing the media today is the issue of citizen journalism and citizen blogging, which appears as journalism to navigators on the web. The web is an incredible tool in terms of being able to diffuse, spread information really quickly, but drawing the line between professional journalism and citizen journalists that are simply members of the general public who are sharing information on the web is a difficult task for everyone. And I think one of the main ethics issues for any journalist who's working online is how, and most are nowadays working online, one of the main issues for them is to distinguish themselves from citizen journalists in terms of accuracy of information and trustworthiness of information that they're producing, and making sure that there remains a distinction between citizen journalism and professional journalism. If there's no distinction between the two, then the general public doesn't know who to trust in terms of news, and this can shape public opinion, this can change electoral processes in terms of shaping public voting opinions, and the impact of citizen journalism, if it gets out of hand, can be both incredibly powerful because it allows the public to express themselves, but it can also completely distort the news. And I think professional journalists need to think about the ethics of how they present themselves on the web and how they present their information on the web, so that professionalism and standards of ethics remains very high, even though the information is getting transferred on the web, and it's much easier to diffuse the information so quickly. It needs to remain polished journalism in order to be trustworthy and dependable. The Center for International Media Ethics has many things planned in the future. First, because ethics is a really exciting topic and there's so much to do. And secondly, mostly because we have so many journalists who are really interested in our work and are coming to us to gain expertise in ethics. We'll be extending our online course to offer additional courses that are specialized in niche areas of journalism, such as photojournalism or TV broadcasting or online blogging. The list is long. We will also be launching more research-based activities that will be aimed at improving the knowledge on media ethics and public trust worldwide. So that will take the form of research programs associated with CIME that journalists or practitioners worldwide can join. We will be expanding our workshops to many different locations. Every year we do our forum in a new location, and this year it will be in Asia, which we have not covered yet. And in addition to that, through our ambassador program, we have regular workshops that take place all over the world, and the numbers of locations where this is happening just keeps growing. So we'll just keep expanding in this way, and it's looking very promising both for ethics and for our organization.
Within the next 5 years, we see CIME up there. We see CIME where most, if not every country, is going to try to refer to CIME and said, okay, what does CIME think about this question? Let's go research. Let's go call an expert in the Center for International Media Ethics and see what they think about how to go about this particular ethical dilemma. So it is going to be a great thing to see in the next 5 years how all this evolved internationally as well as nationally.